Yo, yo. Looks like I'm back from the dead, y'all. It's your boy Jake Marshall coming at y'all with another video today. It's been a long time. My housing situation isn't exactly susceptible for me to keep a consistent schedule, but I'm gonna try to do better. I promise y'all that. Pretty much anytime I got free time, if I have a video idea that I'm gonna upload that day, as long as I can do it. So the schedule's gonna be wild, but I just wanted to let y'all know that. So, without any further ado, let's talk about and discuss what today's video is about. It's that time of year. NFL free agency officially began today, and man, do we have a lot of moves to talk about. I did my research and found as many moves as I could possibly find that's happened, that's either been officially confirmed or is rumored to happen and most likely going to happen. But I'm not gonna read them all off. If you want to know, if you want to see them, I went to Adam Schefter's official Twitter page to discover all the details and everything like that of a lot of moves. So if you want to see any moves that your team has made or any moves just in general, you can go ahead and check out his Twitter page. I'll probably end up putting the link in the description. But I'm pretty sure any football fan will probably already be following Adam Schefter anyway. But I'll probably do it anyway. So, without any further ado, before we begin with the transactions of today, let's officially talk about some of the notable releases. You're gonna be seeing me looking down because like I said, I wrote everything down. So, let's officially start with probably the biggest shocker of releases that I heard today, and that was Jay Cutler of the Chicago Bears, the former quarterback. Went into the front office today, asked for his official release, and they granted it to him. So now Jay Cutler is officially in play with some of the notable quarterbacks that are going to be on the market. That includes Colin Kaepernick and now Jay Cutler, which brings us actually to another rumor release that we were supposed to have today, but it looks like the Cowboys changed their mind. Continuing to play games, Tony Romo was supposed to be released today. But of course, that's not going to happen at this time. They're going to be looking to trade him first to see if they can get anything for him, and then probably release him. I'm kind of upset with the Cowboys. If I'm a fan of the Cowboys, I'll be a fan. I'll be very upset with Jerry Jones at this point because he's just played way too many games. You have your future quarterback established now in Dak Prescott. He had a phenomenal rookie season, and you have something that could be built for the future with him, Ezekiel Elliott, as well as that offensive line, and you just keep playing these games with Tony Romo. Just give the man his release. Just give it to him. Just give him his release. He wants to be released. He wants to go somewhere else. He knows he's not going to start in Dallas. Just release him now. Just do it because you're not going to get anything for him now, especially now that free agency has officially began. So you're not going to get anything for him now. I doubt you will, but we'll see what happens there. So Jay Cutler in play now in free agency. Also Connor Barwin, the former defensive end of the Eagles, he also got released today. He's a veteran. He's a veteran pass rusher. He's been kind of up and down the last few years, but should still draw some great interest from teams that need a veteran pass rusher or just a situational pass rusher, kind of falling in the line of Julius Peppers in that regard, since Julius Peppers announced that he wants to return for his 16th season in the NFL. He had 7.5 sacks last year for the Green Bay Packers. He spent the last 3 seasons there. Will he be in Green Bay this year? This upcoming season, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see about that. He's one of the veteran players that's actually on the market. If you need a veteran pass rusher, go ahead and sign Julius Peppers. 143 and a half career sacks in his career. Doesn't get much better than that. I'm pretty sure that's probably the best pass rusher on the market. Let's talk about another one. Elvis Dumerville, the former linebacker of the Ravens. He got released yesterday, and he's been hit with the injury bug the last couple of years. Uh, will there be a market for him? I don't know. But in my opinion, it was a really good release by the Ravens. Frees up some money, uh, and it gives him an opportunity to go ahead and get a fresh start somewhere else if he can stay healthy. The last few that we have are all from the same team, which is the San Diego Chargers. We have Brandon Flowers, the veteran corner, formerly of the Chargers. Like I said before, that Kansas City. He's officially a free agent now, as well as DJ Fluker, the offensive lineman, as well as veteran wide receiver Stevie Johnson. Hopefully, all those guys can find some good homes. A lot of teams can use some offensive line help. I think Denver will probably be in play for Fluker. In terms of Brandon Flowers, whoever needs a veteran corner could go ahead and make a play for him. And Stevie Johnson, I don't know if there's going to be much play for him, especially with well, actually, maybe not because of all the moves that we had at receiver today. We might just see Stevie Johnson get pulled off the board. Um, let's move on to a trade that I was completely shocked about. I didn't see it coming. To be perfectly honest with you, it involves the Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns have been busy today, as I'm going to get to as I talk about some of the notable free agency agreements and transactions today. But the Texans were able to get out of Brock Osweiler's contract. They trade him a 2018 second round pick and a 2017 fourth round pick to the Cleveland Browns in exchange for the Cleveland Browns 2017 sixth round pick. And the fact that this trade even happened is completely shocking to me. Uh, it was a mistake by the Texans, plain and simple, for them to get the trade for Osweiler in the first place. They know that. That's why they went and made this trade. For the Cleveland Browns, they had the most money to spend in free agency. Probably wouldn't have been able to spend it all anyway. So I think this was a good move for both teams. The Cleveland Browns stock up on a bunch of draft picks, and the Texans are able to get out of Brock Osweiler's contract for when the moment that Tony Romo does become officially in play. They could go ahead and make a run at Tony Romo. Speaking of Tony Romo, I'm pretty sure the market is pretty much down to just two teams once his release officially happens, if he's not traded, which is the Houston Texans and the Denver Broncos. And with the moves that happened today, I would say that Denver has pulled ahead of the Houston Texans, despite the fact that that Texas does not have state income tax. So he will not be taxed on his money. But Denver made a move today to shore up their offensive line, which I'll be getting to with when I'm talking about some of the notable free agency agreements that we had today or yesterday. So let's get started. Let me just start throwing out some names. Former Chicago Bear Alshon Jeffrey looks like he's heading to Philadelphia to join the Eagles. Join the young quarterback Carson Wentz, joining Jordan Matthews in that receiving core. Zach Ertz at tight end. Looks like the Eagles are taking steps in the right directions offensively. And to be perfectly honest, that probably was their Achilles heel last season. Surprisingly, it was not the defense; it was their play of their quarterback and their offense. So Alshon Jeffrey, as long as he can stay healthy, looks like he could be a big help there. Um, Deshaun Jackson, the former Washington Redskin, is going down south. He's heading to Tampa. He's going to join the Buccaneers. They had to need a receiver after Vincent Jackson is a free agent. Looks like he won't be going back to Tampa, so they go ahead and get younger at that position by bringing in Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson has the most 50-yard touchdowns and 50-yard plays since entering the league in 2008, and Tampa was one of the two teams that did not have a 50-yard plus play last year, so he should definitely be able to help take the top off the defense and complement Mike Evans that they have there as well. Uh, Tony Jefferson, the former Cardinal, if I remember right, he's going to Baltimore to join up with Eric Weddle in that safety core, joining Jimmy Smith in that secondary for the Ravens. Ravens definitely looking to make some big moves. And with their aging defense, they definitely need to get a little bit younger. So Tony Jefferson should be a good addition for them. One of the biggest moves of the day in terms of agreements, my New England Patriots, who yesterday traded a fourth round pick to the Indianapolis Colts in exchange for tight end. What's his name? Fuck. I should have wrote this down. Oh man, from the Colts. Crap. Oh, Dwayne Allen. There we go. Dwayne Allen. Trading for Dwayne Allen in a sixth round pick. So after doing that deal yesterday, they go ahead and agree to terms with Stephon Gilmore of the Bills, probably the top corner on the market. He looks like he's going to be going to New England. He's going there on a 5-year deal. Looks like it's going to be 5 years, $65 million with $45 million in guarantees. So that's a huge deal. And what that probably ends up meaning is that they're probably going to be moving on from Malcolm Butler, who they placed a first round tender on last week. Meaning that since he's a restricted free agent, any team that signs Malcolm Butler, if the Patriots choose not to match, the team will have to trade a first round pick to the New England Patriots in order to complete the signing. Speaking of Malcolm Butler, He's been involved in trade talks. Looks like he might be in trade talks heading to New Orleans in exchange for Brandon Cooks, who looks like he might be coming to New England. With us locking up Stephon Gilmore, us adding Brandon Cooks, adding Dwayne Allen, I think that um, the Patriots are going to be making some big moves. I think that the biggest thing at this point, though, I really hope they'll be able to retain Dante Hightower, but with this money that they give to Gilmore, I don't know if they'll be able to do that, but we'll see. Let's see. Another big move. Two offensive linemen of the Cincinnati Bengals. They are both heading to different teams. We got Kevin Zettler that's going to be going to the Cleveland Browns, and we got Andrew Whitworth that will be going to the Los Angeles Rams. So the Bengals have two huge holes on their offensive line. It looks like they're going to be needing to go ahead and fill that hole somewhere. I don't know how they're going to do it, but there are some suitable offensive linemen still on the market, so we'll have to wait and see what they do there. Calais Campbell, who was considering going to Denver, the former Arizona Cardinal, he's going to Jacksonville. Jacksonville has been busy this offseason, making some free agency acquisitions, building their team the wrong way. Uh, and I'm not expecting them to be any good next year because we already know you spending your money in free agency, that's not the way to build your team. You add key free agents as you build through the draft. That's how you build your team. That's how all the good teams have been doing. So, you know, the but yeah, it is what it is. Let's talk about another move. We have Ronald Leary, the former Cowboy offensive lineman, probably the most coveted backup offensive lineman in the league. He became a free agent. He's going to Denver to shore up that offensive line. Um, but looks like he'll be moving into Russell Okung's spot, probably most likely playing one of the left sides, probably left guard. Even though Okung was a left tackle, but we'll see what happens there. Ted Ginn Jr. of the Panthers, he's going to New Orleans. Mike Glennon, probably inspired, probably the reason why Jay Cutler is no longer a Bear. He signs with the Bears for 3 years, 45 million, and 19 million in guarantees. So he'll most likely be the new starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears. Robert Woods, the former Buffalo Bill wide receiver, he's going to be going to the Rams. Like I said, the Rams have been busy today. They've made a lot of moves. Uh, Torrey Smith, he's going to be joining Alshon Jeffrey in Philadelphia, which means they're going to have a three-headed giant at wide receiver of Alshon Jeffrey, if healthy, Jordan Matthews, and Torrey Smith, with Zach Ertz at tight end, Carson Wentz. You're going to have a field day, buddy. Eagle fans should definitely be happy with what they're doing today, and I'm pretty sure they're not done. Looks like they're going to be making some more moves, probably to show up some spots on that defense. So another good move. If everything works out, Kenny Britt looks like he's going to be going to the Rams as well. Matt Khalil, he's going to be joining his brother Ryan in Carolina. They're going to be playing on the same offensive line. It should be fun to watch. Matt Khalil, freaking the long-time Minnesota Viking. You hate to see him go, but at this point, he wants to try to win a Super Bowl, and Carolina probably was one of the better spots. We'll see how they shore up the defense. We'll have to wait and see. Uh, Stephen Hauska, the kicker for the Seattle Seahawks, a huge loss for them. He's going to be going to Buffalo. Kenny Stills, he resigns with the Dolphins. The former Ravens fullback, uh, I can't pronounce that dude's last name for the life of me, but Kyle, he's going to be going to the 49ers. So that'll be a huge loss for the Ravens in terms of their running game. It's a huge loss, former Pro Bowler, so that's going to be a huge loss for them 49ers, taking steps in the right direction and everything like that. Brandon LaFell, he's going to be staying with Cincinnati. Matt Schaub staying with the Falcons. Chandler Jones, he's going to be staying in Arizona, signing a 5-year extension after he got tagged last week. Chandler Jones, of course, was traded from the New England Patriots to the Arizona Cardinals last season, and now he'll have a long-term home. He's going to be in Arizona for the next 5 years. Former Ravens offensive lineman Ricky Wagner, he's going to the Detroit Lions. Nice pickup for them. Probably a little overspending, but sometimes you got to overspend it for agency in order to get the guy that you want. Pierre Garcon, the former Washington Redskin wide receiver, he's also going to be going to the 49ers as well, helping bolster in that club. But as far as I know, they don't have a quarterback on the roster, so we'll have to wait and see what they do about that. Brandon Marshall, the former Jets wide receiver, he's going to be staying in New York, but he's going to be going to the G-Men. And this move is interesting because it does make them better, but I don't know if it makes them Super Bowl contenders. For me personally, I don't think it does, but we'll have to wait and see. But basically, all he has to do is perform just as well as Victor Cruz did, and I think he can outperform what Victor Cruz did for them last year. They got the deep threat. They have the guy playing in the slot. They have a guy that can play in the slot and be a deep threat. So looks like the G-men are picked up a nice weapon for them. They just got to shore up that defense, like a lot of teams certainly have to do. Vernon Davis, he's going to be staying in Washington, re-upping for 3 years. Charles Johnson, he's re-upping with Carolina, 2 years, $9.5 million. Antoine Bethea, the former 49er safety, he's going to be going to the Arizona Cardinals to join that safety group. Uh, Man, that secondary now is going to be vicious. That secondary is going to be vicious. You know, as long as Bethea is interested in playing, that secondary in Arizona is going to be one of the best. Because you talk about at the safety spot, you got Bethea, you got Tyrann Mathieu as long as he can stay healthy. Then you got Patrick Peterson on one corner spot. You got the other boy at the other corner. Definitely a great move. Jermaine Gresham re-upping with the Cardinals as well, 4 years. In terms of my list that I have here, I believe that's all the major moves. That's all the major moves. So obviously there are a few teams that have made big time splashes in free agency. Obviously the Cleveland Browns making big time splashes. The Patriots obviously making a big splash as well, trading for Dwayne Allen. Go ahead and sign Stephon Gilmore. And also looking like that they might be moving Malcolm Butler to the New Orleans Saints in exchange for Brandon Cooks. So definitely, the Patriots have been busy in free agency, which is kind of rare for them because they usually don't build their team through free agency. In terms of making these big time splashes, the last time they made a big splash like this, honestly, was when they traded Chad Ochocinco and Albert Hayesworth, and we saw how that worked out for them. Even though they went to the Super Bowl that year, Albert Hayesworth did not finish the season. I think he only played like 4 games first before being released. Chad Johnson did not work out for us at all. I think he only had 20 catches or something like that. So, uh, yeah, Patriots definitely making the splash. But definitely have to re up Dante Hightower, in my opinion. Get a pass rusher. There's still some left on the board. As I said, Connor Baldwin probably look like will be in play, maybe for New England if he's willing to take less. And like I said, Dante Hightower definitely a priority now for them to go ahead and re up, as well as LeGarrette Blount. But with the running back class in this year's draft, they'll probably end up just go ahead and addressing the running back issue in the draft if they can't agree to a right deal with LeGarrette Blount. So the Patriots have been busy, the 49ers have been busy, the Browns have been busy, the Cardinals have been busy. So teams have been busy. Jacksonville's been busy as well. Like I said, building their team the wrong way, continuing to build it through free agency instead of building it through the draft. But hey, it is what it is. So pretty exciting first day of free agency where teams could officially sign their guys, I believe. And there's still some notable guys on the market, so we'll have to wait and see what the market looks like for some of the notable guys like Darrelle Revis, Adrian Peterson. The guys that I talked about that got released today: Jay Cutler, Brandon Flowers, DJ Fluger, Stevie Johnson, Connor Barwin. So there's still some names out there. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. A couple of notable offensive linemen out there as well. As I said, Russell Okung, formerly of the Broncos, and Nick Mangold, who's formerly the Jets, looking to still start at center. seeing exercising all his options that he has, that he'll be able to still play center for the team. If not, then he'll move to a different position on the offensive line, and he'll probably be able to draw some interest for sure. That dude can still play. Injuries are a part of the question though, but we'll still have to wait and see about that. So yeah, not a super long video today. I just wanted to touch up on some of the notable moves in free agency today. Of course, the big Brock Osweiler trade, them getting out of that contract, trading him over to the Cleveland Browns. As far as I know, the Cleveland Browns are not expected to keep Brock Osweiler. They're going to get rid of him in some kind of fashion. They're going to try to trade him. If not, they'll probably end up releasing him or probably retaining him for a year and then cutting him next year. But he's definitely not a part of the Browns' long-term future. The Houston Texans, definitely a big hole at quarterback now, with only Savage on their roster as their only quarterback, as far as I know. So they're all in on Tony Romo. And once he officially does get released and becomes a free agent, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, that's everything that I have. That's everything that I have. So go ahead, leave your comments in the comment section below about what's your take on some of these moves. Did teams make a mistake signing guys? Did teams find the perfect fit for a guy? Are there moves that your team thinks you think that they still need to make? Tell me some of your opinions on some of the places that you think that some of these guys will be able to be able to sign to some of these key veterans, and specifically Darrell Revis, Adrian Peterson, and the couple offensive linemen I said, Nick Mangold and Russell Okung. Does Dante Hightower move on from New England? Does the kid New England keep him? Have to wait and see. All right, so thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumb it down. Tell me your opinion. Like I said, tell me your opinions on free agency so far. And yeah, that's about it. So um, like I said, whenever I have free time, if I have a video idea for that time, I'm just gonna go ahead and upload it. Like I said, my schedule is gonna be wild, so it won't be consistent. Unfortunately, I wish it was, but unfortunately, I can't do that at the moment. So yeah, like I said, if you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up. If you did not, leave a thumbs down. My Twitter and my links will be in the description box below, as well as the Twitter link for Adam Schefter, to go ahead for you and discover what moves were made today and what future moves are planning to be made. And ooh, yeah, interesting question. Tell me in the description, I'll be in the comment section below as well. What should the Cleveland Browns do with the number one overall pick? Should they make a play for one of these quarterbacks that are in the draft? In my opinion, they shouldn't do that. They should go ahead and make it a playmaker. Get Miles whatchamacallit from the guy that the defensive end. I forgot what school he went to. But Miles Garrett. There we go. Miles Garrett. Get him. Looks like he's going to be a guy that's going to be versatile, will be able to make plays. Get that guy. Make sure you get him number one overall. And if your quarterback is still available at 12 for them, go ahead and get him at that point. But make sure you get one of those playmakers at the top. So, yeah, that's it. So, like I said, all my links will be in the description box below. Adam Schefter's link will be in the description box below. And until next time, this is your boy, JP Marshall Law, signing out. Peace.